Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before you even think about scrolling past this video, let me hit you with some numbers that are absolutely going to blow your mind. $13 million and $7 million. Those are not lottery winnings, those are not movie budgets, those are the amounts of money that two best friends from BTS, V and Jungkook, just generated for luxury fashion brands in a single season, and when you add those numbers together, we're looking at over $20 million in fashion influence from just two people who happen to be soulmates and brothers in two of the most powerful forces in the global fashion industry right now. And if you think I'm exaggerating or being dramatic, stick with me for the next few minutes because I'm going to break down exactly how V just shattered records for Celine while Jungkook dominated for Calvin Klein, why this matters so much for K-pop's global influence, and what this tells us about the incredible bond between these two who are literally conquering the fashion world together. So smash that like button because we're diving into one of the most impressive fashion stories of 2026, hit subscribe because Taekook content is about to get even crazier with Taehyung coming. And let's get into this absolutely insane story of fashion dominance. Let me start with V's absolutely record-breaking achievement because the numbers here are genuinely historic and show just how powerful his influence has become. According to the official report from Lefty, which is a major fashion analytics company that tracks social media value and brand impact, V generated $13.1 million in estimated media value for Celine during Paris Fashion Week Spring-Summer 2026. $13.1 million. And here's what makes this even more incredible, he achieved this with just 2 Instagram posts. 2 posts. That means each post was worth over $6.5 million in brand exposure and value. To put this in perspective, most major advertising campaigns that brands spend millions of dollars creating and running don't generate this kind of return, and V did it just by posting photos of himself wearing Celine and attending their shows. This isn't just impressive, this is genuinely unprecedented in terms of the efficiency and power of celebrity influence in fashion. But the numbers get even more mind-blowing when you look at what this means for Celine as a brand. According to financial reports, Celine Korea's profit increased by 591% year-on-year, which is absolutely insane. Their revenue increased 6 times to reach 307.2 billion won, which is approximately $206 million. For context, a 591% profit increase means they made almost 6 times more profit than the previous year, and industry analysts directly attribute this explosive growth to V's influence as their brand ambassador. This isn't speculation, this is documented financial impact. And here's another historic achievement, this was the first time ever that Celine entered the top 10 brands by estimated media value, coming in at number 8, and that's directly because of V's contribution. He literally elevated the entire brand to a new tier of global recognition. Now let's talk about V's rankings during Paris Fashion Week because these show just how dominant his presence was. V ranked as the number 1 musician at Paris Fashion Week Spring-Summer 2026. Out of all the musicians, artists, and performers who attended one of the most prestigious fashion events in the world, V came out on top in terms of influence and impact. But it gets better because overall, including actors, models, influencers, and everyone else who attended Paris Fashion Week, V ranked as the number 3 global influencer. Number 3 in the entire world. He beat out Hollywood actors, supermodels, established fashion icons, and basically everyone except 2 other people in terms of his impact and influence. And among K-pop acts, he was number 1, showing that his influence surpasses every other Korean artist in the fashion space. What I find particularly fascinating about V's success is the engagement rate, which is a really important metric that shows how actively people interact with content rather than just seeing it. V's engagement rate was 9.4%, which is extremely high in the influencer marketing world. For context, most major influencers are happy with engagement rates of 2 to 3%, so V's 9.4% shows that people aren't just casually scrolling past his content, they're actively liking, commenting, sharing, and engaging with everything he posts. This level of engagement is what makes brands absolutely desperate to work with him because it shows genuine influence and connection with his audience, not just passive exposure. Now, let's shift to Jungkook's incredible achievement with Calvin Klein because while V was dominating Paris, Jungkook was absolutely killing it in New York. According to the same Lefty report, Jungkook generated $7.44 million in estimated media value for Calvin Klein during New York Fashion Week. $7.44 million. And here's what's really impressive, Jungkook ranked as the #1 influencer at New York Fashion Week. Out of everyone who attended, participated in, or was associated with New York Fashion Week, Jungkook had the highest influence and impact. This shows that just like V conquered Paris, Jungkook conquered New York, and together they're literally dominating the two biggest fashion capitals in the world. What makes Jungkook's Calvin Klein partnership particularly powerful is the consistency and longevity of the relationship. Jungkook has been Calvin Klein's global ambassador since 2023, and over these years, he's built this really strong association between himself and the brand. When people see Calvin Klein, they think of Jungkook, and when they see Jungkook, they think of Calvin Klein. This kind of brand identity fusion is extremely valuable and rare. It's not just about one campaign or one season, it's about building this ongoing relationship where the artist and the brand become interconnected in the public consciousness. And the $7.44 million he generated shows that this relationship is still incredibly powerful and valuable years into the partnership. Now here's where things get really interesting and where we see the beautiful dynamic between V and Jungkook as best friends and soulmates who support each other. When you add V's $13.1 million and Jungkook's $7.44 million together, you get over $20.5 million in combined fashion influence. $20 million. From two people who are best friends, who grew up together, who call each other soulmates, who have supported each other through every challenge and celebrated every success together. This isn't just about business or numbers, this is about two people who genuinely love and support each other, both achieving incredible success in their individual endeavors, and there's something really beautiful about that. What I love about Taekook's approach to their fashion ambassadorships is that they're not competing with each other, they're elevating each other. V is dominating with Celine in Paris, showing his sophisticated, artistic, high-fashion aesthetic. Jungkook is dominating with Calvin Klein in New York, showing his cool, casual, universally appealing style. They're conquering different markets, different aesthetics, different brand identities, but both are winning at the highest level. It's like they're proving that there's room for both of them at the top, that they don't need to compete because they're both individually powerful enough to command their own space in the fashion world. And knowing how close they are as friends, you know they're celebrating each other's achievements and probably texting each other like, hey, we're literally making fashion history together. Let me talk about what makes V and Jungkook's fashion influence so powerful compared to other celebrities and influencers, because it's not just about being famous or having a lot of followers. First, both of them have genuine style and fashion sense that feels authentic rather than manufactured. When V wears Celine, it looks like he actually chose those clothes because they fit his aesthetic, not like he's just wearing whatever the brand sent him. When Jungkook wears Calvin Klein, it feels natural and true to his personal style. This authenticity is what makes their endorsements so powerful, because people can tell when someone genuinely likes and suits a brand versus when they're just being paid to promote it. Second, both V and Jungkook have incredibly dedicated and engaged fan bases in ARMY who actively support everything they do. When V posts about Celine, ARMY doesn't just like the post, they go out and buy Celine products, they visit Celine stores, they request Celine items as gifts, they make the brand part of their purchasing decisions. The same is true for Jungkook and Calvin Klein. This kind of active consumer behavior is what brands dream about because it translates directly into sales and profit. Third, both V and Jungkook have global appeal that crosses cultural and geographic boundaries. V's influence isn't just in Korea or Asia, it's genuinely global, which is why Celine, a French luxury brand, sees value in having him as an ambassador. Jungkook's influence with Calvin Klein similarly spans continents and cultures. They're both able to connect with audiences in Asia, North America, Europe, South America, and everywhere else simultaneously, which is incredibly rare and valuable. And fourth, both of them understand fashion and engage with it thoughtfully. They attend shows, they interact with designers, they understand the artistic and creative aspects of fashion. They're not just models wearing clothes, they're genuine participants in the fashion world who bring their own perspectives and creativity. Let me also address something important about the numbers we're discussing, because I want to make sure everyone understands what estimated media value actually means. When we say V generated $13.1 million or Jungkook generated $7.44 million, this isn't money they personally received, and it's not necessarily direct sales revenue for the brands, although that's certainly part of it. Estimated media value, or EMV, is a calculation of how much it would cost the brand to get the same amount of exposure and engagement through traditional advertising. So when V posts about Celine and gets millions of likes, comments, shares, and impressions, analysts calculate how much Celine would have had to spend on advertisements, billboards, TV commercials, magazine spreads, and other traditional marketing to reach that same number of people with that same level of engagement. That's the estimated media value. And the fact that V can generate $13 million worth of that value with 2 posts shows just how incredibly efficient and powerful his influence is. What's really exciting is thinking about what comes next for both V and Jungkook in the fashion world, because if they're already achieving these incredible numbers, imagine what's possible in the future. V has already received a personal invitation from Anna Wintour, who is basically the most powerful person in fashion as the editor-in-chief of Vogue, and there's speculation about him attending the Met Gala in 2026, which would be absolutely huge. The Met Gala is considered the biggest night in fashion, and having V there would be a massive moment for both him and for K-pop representation in high fashion. For Jungkook, his continued partnership with Calvin Klein seems to be going from strength to strength, and there are always possibilities for expansion into other fashion ventures or collaborations. Both of them have proven that they're not just K-pop idols who happen to be fashion ambassadors, they're genuine fashion icons who command respect and influence in the industry. I also want to talk about what this means for K-pop's position in the global fashion industry, because V and Jungkook's success is part of a bigger story. For a long time, the fashion industry was dominated by Western celebrities and models, with Asian representation being limited and often stereotyped. But what we're seeing now with V and Jungkook, and with other BTS members and K-pop artists, is a genuine shift in power and influence. Korean artists are now not just being invited to fashion events as guests, they're being recognized as some of the most powerful influencers in the entire industry. V ranking number 3 globally at Paris Fashion Week and Jungkook ranking number 1 at New York Fashion Week aren't token achievements or participation trophies, these are genuine recognition of their massive influence and impact. This opens doors for future K-pop artists and Asian artists more broadly to be taken seriously in the fashion world. The financial impact we're seeing with Celine's 591% profit increase is also significant, because it proves with hard numbers that K-pop artist endorsements aren't just about getting social media buzz, they translate into actual business results. Brands are increasingly understanding that partnering with K-pop artists, and specifically with BTS members, isn't a risky experimental marketing strategy, it's actually one of the most effective ways to reach global audiences and drive sales. This is likely to lead to even more partnerships, more opportunities, and more recognition for K-pop artists in the fashion industry. Looking at V and Jungkook specifically, what I find most beautiful about their success is that they're doing it as best friends who genuinely support and celebrate each other. In an industry that often tries to pit people against each other, create competition, and generate drama, V and Jungkook show a different model where two people can both be incredibly successful, both be at the top of their fields, and still maintain a genuine friendship and brotherhood. They've been friends since they were teenagers, they've grown up together, they've supported each other through challenges, and now they're both achieving these incredible milestones in fashion. You know that when V sees his $13 million achievement, he's probably excited to tell Jungkook about it, and when Jungkook sees his $7 million achievement, he's probably proud to share it with V. That's the kind of friendship and support that makes success even more meaningful. So guys, that's the complete story of how V broke records with $13.1 million for Celine, and Jungkook achieved incredible success with $7.44 million for Calvin Klein, creating a combined $20 million fashion impact that shows just how powerful Taekook is in the global fashion industry. V dominated Paris Fashion Week, ranking number 1 among musicians and number 3 globally, while helping Celine achieve a 591% profit increase. Jungkook dominated New York Fashion Week, ranking number 1 overall, and continuing to build his powerful partnership with Calvin Klein. Together, they're proving that K-pop artists can compete at the absolute highest levels of global fashion, that they can generate massive value for luxury brands, and that they can do it all while maintaining a genuine friendship and supporting each other. These aren't just impressive numbers, they're historic achievements that are reshaping the fashion industry's understanding of influence, value, and global reach. What do you think about V and Jungkook's fashion dominance? Are you proud of how far they've come? Which Taekook fashion moment is your favorite? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this celebration of V and Jungkook's incredible achievements, please give this video a massive thumbs up, share it with everyone who loves Taekook, subscribe if you haven't already because we'll be covering everything about their fashion journeys and Arirang comeback, and hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.